American Survival Wholesale is proud to sponsor this ministry and their efforts to shed light on the issues that face our nation. As a veteran and Christian-owned and operated company, we support the freedom to express these Christian principles. We all understand the importance of being prepared. After witnessing the devastation of Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and the wildfires that affected so many, please support this ministry by clicking on the link below and check out the amazing alt media package for our listeners. Plus, if you use the promo code PNN Radio, that's PNN Radio, you will receive free shipping, a savings of up to $200. Just click on the link below, but please do it today. Your support means so much to this channel.
Canadian correspondent Mike Shoesmith. He is with us, and he is the executive editor of PNN News and Ministry Network. He's also an author and a syndicated blogger, and he's also a licensed private investigator in the great nation of Canada. And he's been with me practically ever since this show cranked up many years ago. Hang on. Mike Shoesmith, we're almost at the top of the second hour. We've got about 10 minutes here, so take us out. But do this. Talk to us about the Humanzees. And I mean, is this hoax or is it fact? First of all, tell folks what a Humanzee is, and then I'm going to hush and let you go with this. This is amazing, folks.
This coming from the sun.co.uk. In fact, this was also on Drudge. Inside the bizarre world of human-chimp hybrids, known as Humanzees, as a renowned scientist claims one was born in Florida, Carl, before being killed by panicked doctors. His name is Gordon Gallup. No S on the end, by the way. No relation to you, I'm assuming.
I hope not.
He coined the term Humanzee, or Humanzee, claimed that his former university professor told him that bizarre crossbreed breed was born at a research facility. It's all he said, she said, right?
Yeah.
A human-chimpanzee hybrid was born in Florida lab 100 years ago, Carl, before being killed by panicked doctors, claims a renowned scientist, evolutionary biologist Gordon Gallup, coined the term Humanzee, which refers to a human-chimp crossbreed, a scientifically possible, according to The Sun, hybridization, which was attempted throughout the 20th century. Speaking to The Sun Online, he said, one of the most interesting cases involved an attempt which was made back in the 20s in what was the first primate research center established in the U.S. in Orange Park, Florida. They inseminated, this is where it goes off the rails for me, by the way, they inseminated a female chimpanzee with human semen from an undisclosed donor and claimed not only that pregnancy occurred, but the pregnancy went full term and resulted in a live birth, Carl. But in a matter of days or a few weeks, they began to consider the moral and ethical considerations, and the infant was euthanized. Gallup said the professor worked at Yerkes before the research center moved to Emory University in Atlanta. He said, he told me the rumor was true, so here we go. Here, he said, she said, and he was a credible scientist in his own right, said Gallup, no S.
Yeah,
as proof that all this is happening in the sun.uk, they actually show a picture as proof, Carl, of Charlton Heston actually kissing a Humanzee on the Planet of the Apes, Carl. I mean, how dare you question any of this?
Oh, yeah, because that's not Hollywood. I mean, yeah.
The most infamous Humanzee project was conducted by Russia biologist Ilya Ivanov, also in the 20s, who tried and failed to create, imagine that, he failed to create, a Soviet super soldier using human sperm and female chimps. Gallup's term Humanzee became well known in the 70s after the emergence of a creature known as Oliver, a bald chimp who walked on his hind legs. But tests conducted on Oliver in 1996 proved once and for all that the animal had 48 chromosomes and was therefore not a human hybrid. There we go. Here's why none of this is actually happening, Carl. Apes have 48 chromosomes arranged in 24 pairs. Humans have 46 chromosomes arranged in 23 pairs. For successful mating, each pair provides half a set of chromosomes, which then come together to form new pairs. Carl, as you know, proper pairing will not happen with a mismatch of chromosome numbers in any potential parents. Here's where the science comes in. Detailed studies of ape and human chromosomes have shown there are many differences, Carl, between the organization of genes within them, as well as differences between individual genes. In fact, Carl, this is amazing. The latest research published in the journal Nature reveals chimp genes are, in fact, 83% non-human. The chimp genome sequencing was much anticipated by scientific news services, but they don't seem to be too pleased about these results, which were widely swept under the proverbial rug. Science Now had only the following small paragraph. They said, quote, head scratcher. The DNA sequence of chimpanzee chromosome 22, reported in the May issue of Nature, may overturn the common assumption that only slight genetic differences separate us from our closest primate relatives, quote unquote. The researchers say 83% of 231 genes on the chimp chromosome would produce different amino acid sequences than their human counterparts, Carl. That's on chromosome 21. This is the first study that actually compares genetic genes and genetic activity. Therefore, Carl, it gives a truer picture of differences between the chimp and human genomes. Creation research predicts that as more chimp gene studies are done, even more differences will be found, especially when scientists understand how genes are activated and interact with one another. So with this scientific knowledge, we know that science is knowledge, and with that knowledge, we can make predictions using scientific method. Now we can make the following prediction, Carl. Only humans were made in the image of God.
Thank you.
And
you know what, Mike? You just read that portion where they said, well, this overturns the common assumption. Right. No, I've been cussed for the last 10 years of internet ministry when I said that no, humans and chimps are not similar. I have been cussed out and said, you idiot, you don't know science. It is settled scientific fact that humans and chimpanzees share like 90-something% the same. I said, no, they don't. And now we've got the scientific evidence that they don't.
The Satanists wanted to install their own tribute, a pagan idol, on the Capitol grounds, right next to the Ten Commandments.
Billions around the planet are witnessing a world in the grasp of sadistic spiritual darkness. This unholy alliance has infected our governments, our religious institutions, and our societies. The world appears to be unraveling. But can the evil behind these dark supernatural forces be defeated? Is everything playing out just as the Bible predicted it will in the final days? At last, you can know the answers to mankind's most urgent questions and learn your destiny among today's events in the new, unprecedented work taking the prophecy world by storm. Gods and Thrones, Nakash, Forgotten Prophecy, and the Return of the Elohim by best-selling author, former decorated law enforcement officer, and senior pastor Carl Gallups. This changes everything. Available now wherever fine books are sold.